Well, let me turn to each one of these sage books and kind of give the backstory. At times I've mentioned some of these backstories, but here I put it together on all of my books. This book came out in 1994 as a first edition, and right now it's in a sixth edition. And my son, David Creswell at Carnegie Mellon, is the co-author with me. He has a very strong quantitative background, so he's really helped in that area. And then I bring in the mixed methods and the qualitative background. Well, this research design book. Well, it was my first research methods book. And it started in kind of an unusual way. Again, in the classroom, I had a doctoral proposal class. And in that class, this is the middle 1980s time period, I had students that wanted to do qualitative research and students that wanted to do quantitative research. And so sometimes I would start a session such as, let's learn about a research question and talk about it from a qualitative, and then talk about it from a quantitative perspective. So I was literally going back and forth. And students were asking me, well, which should I do? Which should I use, a qualitative approach or a quantitative approach in my dissertation project? So someone in my class recommended that I take my notes and really put quantitative and qualitative side by side so that a doctoral student could kind of see the difference between the two. So I started writing my chapters for the book and I submitted it to Sage. And I was a new author and they didn't know, should we publish John Creswell? Should we publish John Creswell? Well, I had a good friend who knew the president of Sage. And I went to this friend and I said, would you write a letter saying that John Creswell's book would be a good Sage publication? Well, they agreed. They finally agreed to do this. When it came out in 1994, it became their best-selling book. I don't know. I think there were something like 40,000 or 4,000, a large number of books being published by Sage in 1994. It became their bestseller, which shocked me. I didn't know I had a good book, and it shocked them. And they started using my book in their training programs for several years there following 1994 to make the point, you never know when a book is going to take off. And I had come along at the right time, balancing quantitative and qualitative, putting them by side. By the time I got to, I believe, the third edition, we added in mixed methods. So now that book is quantitative, qualitative, and mixed methods. It's unquestionably my best-selling book. It's used all over the world. There are many foreign translations of this book. Sage recently told me that 61 of my books of these different editions have been translated into foreign languages. And many of these languages are in the Asian countries. So this is really the most important book, especially for a new researcher learning research methods.